quick test. Go live. Just you're not on camera. Nothing on that side of the room is on camera or anything like that. Don't worry about. I'm not real worried about that. Um, oh, what? No. Oh, whatever. This. Okay. Oh, that sounds really deep. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So we're getting ready to start here. We're just testing this out. This will be the first time we've been live in over a year. Oh, we've started this timer over again. We're not doing that. Okay, we're live again. Okay, let's see here. Play with the audio levels a little bit. All right, so we've got a different setup this time. So anybody who saw like our last stream realizes that over a year ago, the PC crashed during the stream. So, and it's taken a year to kind of recover from all that. So now we have a different setup. We actually have a 2 PC setup now. Neither PC is as strong as the original PC, but we're gonna give it a go and see what happens. So we're gonna start out with something simple. Just gonna do a just some artwork. I'm gonna see if I can get this going here. Okay, let's give this a go. And then it seems to be working pretty stable at the moment. And we're just gonna do like some just cheesy stuff in Rebel here. And if this works pretty well, then hopefully we'll get back to streaming occasionally. It won't be like an everyday thing. It'll probably be like a once or twice a week thing. It'll probably mostly be art stream with maybe a little bit of gaming, but the PC I have now can't really handle a lot of gaming, so I won't be doing any COD. So when the PC crashed, that pretty much ended my COD career. Which was really sad because I was actually starting to get better. I was following, like, if any of you that like Call of Duty, there's a streamer by the name of Burger. If you want to get better at the game, I would highly recommend watching his stream. Yeah, it's fun just to watch his stream just because he's good and it's a good stream. So I'd recommend watching him anyways because it's just entertaining. But if you want to get better at the game, then I would definitely recommend his series on how to get better. Because it did work. I mean, I was actually seeing, like, I could actually document the improvement to my gameplay. And then the PC crashed and that ended that. So, but to be honest, I have not missed the stress that came with playing Call of Duty over that year, over the last year. I have not missed it at all. And I went back to some older games. I went back to Skyrim. I went back to Fallout 4, and I've just, had a lot of fun with those. A lot of fun with those. But now I'm getting back into the digital art. And so we'll probably be streaming some of that. There have been a lot of life changes since the last time I streamed. A whole lot of life changes. My daughter got married, so now I have a son-in-law. He's in the Navy, and they're stationed away from us in Texas. I mean, they're not stationed in Texas. I mean, they're away from us. We're in Texas. So, that's a huge, huge change. So, I have no idea what I'm drawing here. I'm just drawing. So, I hope you can see that. I think you can see that. I'm on a purple pencil, so it may not show up as well. Um, so yeah, a lot of changes. Job changed. That's actually what kind of drove me to, like, I was actually trying to make it as a full-time streamer when everything went to pot. When the PC crashed and there was no money to really fix everything, because my job had ended. The job that I had had for almost 17 years ended, and I was suddenly without work. And I decided to take that time because I did have severance. I decided to take that time. I was going to give streaming a try, but it just became problematic. And it definitely became problematic when the computer crashed and died. And there was no extra funds to fix things up. It's taken us a year to get back to kind of where we were financially with my other job. So now I have a full-time job. So there won't be any full-time streaming. But we can do it for fun. Which, honestly, I'd rather do anyways. I'd rather just be able to do it for fun. Be able to have my fun when I can. And I'm still trying to figure those out. I'm definitely going to have to get a bigger monitor. I have a little tiny monitor that's my streaming software is on and I can see, but my vision is nowhere near as good as it used to be. And even with these new glasses, it's like really hard for me to make out the words on this little tiny monitor. And
oh, that's easy.
okay, so oh no. So I did make some changes. I'm now using Meld for stream. So I'm trying this out too. And there have been a lot of changes. Like I had just gotten into using Meld before the PC crashed. And I liked it, but I was having some issues with connectivity. And all of those have been fixed. And there are some amazing options available in Meld. And they've integrated an AI assistant into Meld. And I am like, I don't know, we can save the AI discussion for another day, but the way they've integrated it into Meld is fantastic. And just playing with it today, just being able to use it to help me navigate some of the changes that were made and help to set up the stream without me. Oh my God. So stream setup in like OBS and other software was just a nightmare for me, just because it took so stinking long to do anything. And in this, it's just been like, it literally was about 35-40 minutes. And I got, I've got the starting soon screen, a be right back screen. So like I can actually, yeah. So I got my be right back screen, and this is the thing that really sold Meld to me was audio, because I could get all the video elements working in all the other software, but audio was always a problem. always a problem. I never had a single stream, and I streamed for almost a year, and I never had a single stream that didn't have an audio issue where the sound either wasn't going or cut out or was doing funky stuff. And I never ever had a stream that didn't have an audio issue at some point. And actually, I did a 24-hour stream, and the one that got me the thing that sent me over the edge was I did an interview with I Got Puppies, only to find out that zero of the audio from the interview got recorded. Like none of it, and none of it transmitted during the interview. So not all the audio was coming in. You could see the data coming in, but none of it got recorded and none of it got streamed outward. So it was like an hour interview, and the only people that could hear it was Puppies and myself. It was a great conversation. I absolutely enjoyed it, but completely defeated the point because none of the information got out. So, but I have not had any audio issues yet with Meld, even before the PC crash. Like it was the thing that absolutely just worked right out of the box. And it's the thing I love most about it currently is that the audio just works. The mixer just works straight out of the box. You can do some tweaking, but it just works. And I love that. It makes life so much easier. Okay. Back to drawing. Okay, I'm going to bring up a new layer. And I'm going to play around with watercolor today, I think. So we'll try some. Yeah, let's just see. Let's increase the size of that. Increase the water amount. Go to a full brush. And I'm not trying to be all fancy and stuff. Because again, this is, like I said, this is a test stream, so I got to go back and kind of check it. So if you're watching, give a shout out. Say hey. And let's see. Should I do goldenrod? Yeah. Let's bring this down. So I know I'm being a little messy with this, but again, I'm just trying stuff out at the moment. That's the other thing too is Rebel changed while I was sans PC. They're now on Rebel 8. This is Rebel 7 because I had just updated before the PC crash, so thankfully I've been able to get Rebel back. And my Clip Studio, because I like using Clip Studio Paint. I love Clip Studio Paint. And to be honest, it is the only subscription service that I think is actually worth the price. Every other subscription I've ever had has, like, it really, to be honest, none of them are worth what we're paying for them. But honestly, Clip Studio Paint, I feel is like, it's actually like worth the price. Absolutely worth the price. This is probably the best subscription value out there for a subscription of anything. And so if you're an artist, especially if you like to draw manga or comics, then absolutely get yourself a subscription to Clip Studio. And Let's see, what else has been going on? Outside of my new job, which is working for a specific box retailer in their delivery department. I won't say who because, they may not approve of me or things that I may want to talk about in the future on my stream. And so I'm not going to necessarily identify them, and that's their right, Oh, that worked really well. I like that. Okay, let's dry that. So we'll dry those layers. And I'll just kind of blend this into everything. So I have returned to posting. So I post on Instagram and I post on TikTok and occasionally on YouTube right now. Mostly just process of it. Like if I create a particular art piece, I'll sometimes do the time lapse. And because both Rebel and Clip Studio have time lapse options in the software. And those time lapse options are really nice for condensing several hours of studio time into just, 30-second clips that are easy to post for social media. So you can do that, or you can do like a live stream and then cut it down into clips. Whichever you want to do. So I need to figure out how to automate the time lapse though in Clip Studio, because I hate having to activate it every single time. So I'd like it to just activate as soon as I open up a new art piece. Okay. I'm not sure if you can hear the music or not that's playing in the background. If you can and you're wondering, that is Walk Off the Earth. And if you're not a Walk Off the Earth fan yet, you should be. They're great, and they're fun to see in person too. Copy, paste, edit, transform. Good. I'm on the road. Okay, let's see here. What are we gonna do? We're gonna merge some layers. That's what we're gonna do. There we go. Now let's see. Okay. So now we got the pencils merged and the colors merged. Oh, I need it. Just because I'm back out. I will say the one thing I don't really care about for Rebel is not having handles to move stuff. So you have to back out, move your cursor to the area that you want to zoom into, and then zoom out.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's because what happens is okay. So this is something I just. So when I use the KVM switch to switch the mouse from one PC to the other, it turns off the connection to the microphone. So it defaults back to the monitor. So, and then, so what you're hearing is the speaker in my little monitor. And that's why. Like, I wonder if I can. Anyway, so I'll have to figure that part out. I need to be able to get my microphone and earphones to both PCs without going through the KVM switch. But that's neither here nor there. So, and actually, probably just need to. Let's see. Now, okay, so I'm still getting the audio. And see if we can. Because I think that actually muted it in the actual stream. And really what I want is to not have... Whoa! No, don't want that. And anyway, okay, so anyways. All right, so there's still some sound, like, and it's all about how I'm channeling the sound, but it's not an issue with meld or anything like that. It's just how am I going to split the signal so that I'm not hearing it twice and stream's not hearing it twice and that sort of thing. But all right, back to what am I going to do with this piece?
And so we'll see what happens there. Oh, I think I just realized that's where I did. But again, like I said, this is just test training. So I just blended out my pencils. That's okay. But again, Just blend it out. Figure out a way to get notifications to appear on my main screen. I gotta give that some. Right now, the way to do it. But if I'm running dual PCs and I got a monitor over here, my peripheral vision's not wide enough for me to catch like notifications and stuff that pop up over here. So it'd be great if I could have them pop up on the main screen. But that's being run by a completely separate PC, so the notifications would have to go to the other PC somehow, and then activate a pop-up, which would probably mean I'd have to have a second version of the meld running on the other PC, which kind of defeats the purpose of the dual PC. So I really don't want that. Nice if there's like just a little notification agent that you could put on the screen, and it had like preloaded images that it could just throw up on the screen. Yeah. So, but I also do have notification sounds and sound effects. So that's making me think there's nobody there watching, which is okay. Except my wife, who I can now hear in the background, is watching. Unhooked. I also do have notification sound. That's making me think there's nobody there watching. Except my wife, who I can now hear in the background, is watching. So, anyways, all right. So, let's see. How long have we been going?
38 minutes. That's good enough for a test. So, and I could ink this in Rebel, but I really don't like the ink pens in Rebel. I mean, they're okay, but I really prefer inking in Clip Studio. They just don't feel the same. Although it's great if you want the ink to run. Like if you want to get some like runny ink effect going, Rebel's great for that. Like I kind of, here, I'll show you here. So let's do this. We're going to add a little bit of water. Right here. Under the nose. And we're going to do that. And then we're going to add a little bit of downward force. And we'll come back to the ink pen, and now we'll just drew that. And now if you watch, see that you can watch the ink move. So, although that's a really weird, that is not following the direction of the force. It should be going downward. That's crazy. It was going sideways. So, but then you can see it run and interact with the other color because it's on the color layer. I could have done it on just the pencil layer, and you would have seen just the ink run without any interaction with the color, but you can see how it's interacting with the color right here. And then you can add more water. Like I can add, and then go back to it, and you can see it causing the ink and color to run down the page now. in the direction of the force. And one thing I do like about it is you can change the angle of the force as it's running the water sim. You can see now it's moving upwards. And now I've got it coming down. So you can change the flow. So you can also change the level of force. So we'll get full force, and then we'll go soft, and then we'll go full force. Go soft. Go full force. And go soft and go full force. And you can see, like, it's pretty subtle, but like you can see in areas. I can't zoom in, but like right here where it's collected in corners and stuff like that, it'll affect like how the ink or how the paint collects up. So so it's fun to play with. So we'll see how this goes. Streaming will be kind of intermittent. So if catch you, great. If we don't, just you can watch the playbacks. Let me know what you think. I'll be throwing up some artwork and stuff like that in the next week or two. You might see me try experimenting with game. I might throw some Skyrim up there. I've been playing Crimson what? Is it Crimson Dawn? Crimson Dawn? But my PC is not yet set up to really run that game. It doesn't have a good enough GPU for that game, really. I mean, it's good enough to play, but it doesn't look great. It definitely doesn't look the way it was meant to look. But thankfully, the PC that I have now has Oculink. I have a GPU that I can use that's better than the one that's in the PC. So I just got to get the Oculink set up, and that'll probably be a couple weeks before I do that. So you probably won't see any gaming streams really, unless it's like Skyrim, in the next couple weeks. But I will definitely do some art streaming. But thanks for watching, and we'll see how this goes. If you like and you want to see more, by all means, like the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you know when I go live. Drop me a line, drop me a word. Let me know what you thought. And we'll see you next go round. All right? All right. Thank you all.